Hello, if you're watching this, you probably like comics and you might have an idea of what I like to collect, but maybe you want to know more about the person behind the collection. Who is Gotham Glam? Well, my name's Celia, short for Cecilia, but I'm not breaking any hearts. I am married. My husband and I have been together since 2016, and we got married in 2023. I was born in 1997, and I'm from Western New York, not New York City. I've been a Batman fan for as long as I can remember. My first exposure to the character was the Adam West TV show, and that really sparked my love of both Batman and older cinema. My introduction to comics was through the DC Encyclopedia from 2004. I flipped through that book so much. I was just immersed in the characters and the story. It was through that book that I learned about characters like Green Lantern, Aquaman, and I never knew there was more than one Robin, and one of them died. Like, I was a huge horror fan as a kid, so it was very shocking and intriguing to me how dark and gruesome some of these comic stories were. I was an avid reader, but I never really liked reading horror novels because it's a very visual thing, so comics were kind of the perfect middle ground for that. And unfortunately, because gender roles suck, I never really felt welcome in the comic shops. I kind of lived vicariously through my brother until I was a little bit older. And as I mentioned before, I have a pretty big movie collection, so DC animated movies were always a big priority to me. And it was through collecting those, after graduating high school, I decided I wanted to dip my toes into reading comics, and right around that time was the end of the New 52 era, 2015, 2016, great jumping on point, so I stocked up on trade paperbacks and just kind of locked myself in my room for days because I just couldn't put those books down. I had a pretty humble trade paperback collection I built up and a fairly large collection of Batman-themed merchandise, so eventually I started my Instagram page just to kind of share some of that stuff. That was really awesome, getting to connect with the community a little bit more. I kind of took a little bit of a break from the online collecting space because life got hectic around 2020, so I kind of missed the whole COVID boom. And I just wanted to throw out a few of my interests outside of comics. So I'm a huge metalhead and concert goer. My husband and I are both really big metalheads, so our idea of a hot date is a heavy metal show. My favorite types of metal are power metal and thrash metal. I'm a big gamer, have been my whole life. I have a Mortal Kombat tattoo. I mean, that was the game when I was a little kid playing my brother's Super Nintendo that just made me a nerd and brought me down the path that I'm on today. I took a few years off of gaming where I just wasn't really into it, and it's only really been the last couple months that I've been getting back into it and just wasting hours of my day gaming, and it's pretty great. And then lastly, I am a vegan. I have been for 3 years now. As a kid, I was always interested in being a vegetarian, but at the time, my mom wasn't going for it. And the climate when I was growing up was very negative towards like veganism, so I kind of fell down that sort of like anti-vegan way of thinking, and it wasn't until a few years ago that I kind of grew out of that and started looking at it in a different way, and it's been really great for me. I'm not telling anyone how to live their lives. It's not really relevant to what I talk about here, but it is something I feel passionate about. That's it. I love this community. Thank you so much.